Oh my gosh. Okay, hi. Welcome to Smoke Time. I'm Chandler, a magic practitioner and an artist, and I just had a really lovely, cozy weekend for my birthday. And I'm definitely still trying to recover and get back from that. So I want to spend today doing something a little more cozy, not so spell work driven, and lean into the divination side of things. I'm gonna do a tarot reading. I've only used this deck once before for like a personal reading, but I always use it in my spell work. I feel very drawn to this tarot deck. I have a different deck that I've always used, but I'm trying to get this one used to me, and today feels like a good day to kind of break it in. So I have some kind of generic questions that I feel like could go for anybody right now. So if you feel called, please use this reading for yourself. And then of course, if like anything doesn't resonate, just take what does. Use that grain of salt. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and shuffle this and we'll jump right into it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with just what do I need to know? Okay, so I just checked. Everything for the most part is reversed. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these as their upright meanings, since I just happened to lay it down on the table. And that's fine, because with the minors, there isn't reversed meanings. It is only on the majors. Yeah, so we're gonna start with the Five of Cups. So, Five of Cups, possible loss, justified fears, return of negative people or situations, frustrated expectations. Alright, Eight of Pentacles, work, commitment, commission, manual skill, natural gift for craft and trade, attention to details. Knight of Swords, a warrior, a conqueror, a forceful and straightforward person, ability, courage, capacity, defense, dexterity, hostility, anger, destruction, opposition, resistance, ruin. So I will read both the upright and the reversed for the death card, since, like I said, most of the cards I feel like were actually reversed, if not all of them. So the upright meaning is mortality, inner closure, endings, finality, self-awareness, and letting go. The reversed stands for resistance to change, delaying the inevitable, and living unaware. So with these four cards for the question, what do I need to know? I feel like it's kind of just letting me know where I'm at in the situation. I definitely have had a loss of multiple relationships recently, with the cord cutting and release video. So I think it's calling into that. I think it's saying to pay attention to the fact that these people, these energies, whatever is lost is going to try to come back. And how I'm taking this is that simply focus on yourself, focus on your work, whatever your movements are, and just know that these things are trying to just come back and ruin it. That's how I'm feeling, at least with the Knight of Swords. Yeah, because it's saying, like, you have the ability, the courage, the capacity, the defense, but that there's a lot of hostility and anger, destruction, resistance. And I know the death card played into that a little bit. So there is definitely ruin, like I said, of something that doesn't serve you. And I think these four cards are really balancing, showing the what doesn't serve and what does serve, So like it said, the Eight of Pentacles is really just about craft, skill. Like I had said, just focus on yourself is how I would take this. Be aware that like this is what is going on, but try to focus on yourself in the time. All right, let's get to the next question. I do want to make a quick note that these four cards, I am not going to be like re-putting them back in here. They just kind of sit on the side. Yeah. So now my options are only this, at least I feel like my guides, my cards, they know that this is how I do it, so I feel like they were very okay with expecting me not to draw those again. Yeah, so my next question for the cards is what can I change? I ended up pulling 5 cards. Yeah. So, and again, they were all reversed, which I'm not shocked, like, because of what I said. So we're just gonna go through it like they were upright. Yeah, and we're gonna start with the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands, and that means of oppression, overtiring, falseness, duplicity, a long journey, conviction. Yeah. Five of Wands, imitation, simulation, strenuous competition, confronting rage with calm. Seven of Swords is design, attempt, desire, hope, trust, talk, daydreams, a plan which could fail, nuisance. For the Lovers, it represents commitment, inner crossroads, love, unions, partnership, romance, but also balance, unity. Reversed for the Lovers is disharmony, imbalance, conflict, and indecision. All right, Page of Cups. This is the last one for this question. Learning to cope with rising emotions, a first love, a young student, news, message, application, reflection, meditation. So what I'm taking away from the what I need to change questions with the 5 cards we just got, that there might be, and it's not like it's trying to be your fault, but just a sense of falseness. Don't compare yourself to other people. You know, you're your own person. And I know it can be hard because this is definitely why I'm pulling this up, because I definitely struggle with confidence. Be confident in your passions, what you're sharing. If you see something isn't working, change it. Don't just try to stick with what you see works for other people, because it might not work for you. And I think this is really funny because this is very much where my head has been at this morning. Yeah, that's how I would take it. Just maybe hold your ideas about your passions. Like, don't limit the expectation so much. Let it kind of be more free. Change that. Hold it more lightly, but more dear to you. And make your actions and movements around that more personal. Yeah, that sounds like what this is trying to say. So what is something to work on? What do we need to work on? Okay, the Queen of Wands. An understanding of soul, a shrewd partner, a person capable of original advice, interest in wealth, or certain success in business. Materialism, inner temptation, conventional extravagance, the point of feeling trapped in a gilded cage, the material world and its pleasures. Reversed, the devil stands for independence, freedom from limits, and regaining control. All right, a passionate speaker, opinionated person, envy, messenger, critic, new sparks and ideas. Two of Pentacles, merriment, fun, novelty, written messages, obstacles, obligations, worry, and fraud. So this one definitely feels pretty clear, with it only being 4 cards. You know, the first one, I think understand yourself kind of relates back to like what we needed to change question. Like, do a deeper dive on what you want to do, who you want to be, like your passions, desires, your purpose. Don't put yourself in a cage. Kind of ties back to the same thing as the what can we change question. You know, like, don't compare yourself, don't copy, don't be false. You know, with the Page of Wands, it was be passionate and speak confidently. So I think lean more into that, which I know I have a hard time doing. So don't put yourself into someone else's shadow, into such a cage. Don't feel like you have to do certain things or change parts about what you want to do. And then like the last part with the Two of Pentacles, you know, it was all about fun, basically your words, your messages, and it's also about obstacles, agitation, worry, and fraud. You know, I think that really ties into balance there, because that in itself is very happy and heavy at the same time. So I think another thing to work on with being confident and yourself and not comparing, not putting yourself in a cage, is make sure you have fun, but tame your worry and your expectations, your aggravations for not reaching such. Yeah, that's how I would take that one. All right, I got like one more question. Okay. So for this last one, it's kind of a generic. It's a little bit like the first one. Like, what do we need to know? It's just any final thoughts, any advice, any cards that want to say something right now. This is the time to be pulled. And so I'm gonna go ahead and look at that and come back. 4 more cards, 2 majors, 2 minors. Let's finish this. So we got impairment, bad news, great displeasure, crisis, censure. Oh my god, censure. Power of impediments, conflict, slander, even sickness. 7 of Wands, controversy, bickering, force of persuasion, taking risks, facing adversaries. Oh, I'm sorry, it's facing adversities. I'm dyslexic. So we got the World, which represents fulfillment, inner completion. It means the ending of a life cycle or just cycles in general. It's an indicator of major change. Okay. The star represents hope, inner understanding, shining bright, reflecting in the waters below. It is inspiration, hope, opportunities, renewed faith, a sense of being blessed. When reversed, the star is an omen for negativity, lack of faith, and hopelessness. Okay, so I was just going over the book one more time. For this last one, of like any final thoughts, any advice, I definitely think it ties into like the rest of the reading. Back to just focus on yourself, your passions, how you're holding that for yourself, and what you want to do with it. You know, don't let your confidence get lowered. Don't put yourself in a cage. Don't compare yourself. You know, a thing that I've seen a lot while I've been trying to just kind of build this path and this way of life for myself is don't create for other people, especially if they're people that you don't know, you don't like, you don't respect. Like, don't be afraid to put yourself out there and put things out there for yourself and for people that will actually align and like your stuff. You know, create for that. Don't create for the things that don't want it. And definitely, like, oh gosh, don't, and that's something I need to eat my own words here. Don't let your confidence in yourself be put so small in hopes of not upsetting people that genuinely kind of don't matter. Like, not to say it in such a mean way, but this is your life. This is whatever you want to do with it, you know? And like they were kind of saying, it can be kind of selfish to lower yourself just for the sake of not taking up space or, you know, doing what just works. Like, it hurts, it's hard, but end the cycle and the life that doesn't serve you, basically. you know, now for just this one life or forever. Like, don't shrink. What else can I say? Like, allow the destruction of things that don't serve and that you don't want to keep anyways. Grow and become into your new things and trust yourself, trust your passions. You know, you wouldn't get so excited and feel so good doing the things that you care about. But if it like hurt other people or if it was genuinely something so just wrong. Yeah, I think that's what it's trying to say. But there's a big change coming, something that I can definitely feel because it feels like everything I know about life and how to go about it is definitely crumbling away from me. I can't exist in, like, I'm still here on Earth, obviously, but I can't exist in the same world that even me from 6 months ago existed in. Physically, spiritually, I can't do it. So I think this is kind of leading into that, and it's kind of giving the key to the question, even though I already knew the answer, which is, I feel like, is definitely like, figure out for yourself what's so important, be confident in it, don't hide it because that's selfish when you genuinely think about it. Because if it brings you that much joy, it can certainly do that for other people. You know, expect frustration, expect the blocks, expect people to not get it and not want to get it. Don't shrink yourself, grow. Allow things to end that don't serve you. Because that's kind of like the whole point of everything, I feel like. Is just trying your best to be your best, no matter what that is for you, for me, for anyone. Yeah, so that's how I think I'm gonna wrap up this reading and kind of look at it. Yeah, just I know I need to be more confident and be more authentic. There's totally, and I will be honest and authentic right now, there's totally too many times when I am filming things or even for shorts, videos, whatever, where I am censoring myself. I'm afraid to put out that picture, that camera angle, to say things how I want to say things because I know it's really unique and not how people say. I get people to laugh at me with how I word things. And with being another year older and my birthday just passing, you know, why put myself in a box anymore? I'm already losing pretty much every person in my life that I thought was going to be in it. And I am, like I said, trying to break this reality that I have allowed to be my reality for my whole life, pretty much. You know, I'm trying to hold myself in a more genuine, different way, more confidence, which is so hard. When you haven't been expressing yourself your whole life and you've genuinely just always had that bigger bottle. Can always get a bigger bottle. I don't want a bigger bottle anymore. I want to be opinionated. I want to share what's important to me, and I want to be powerful in that, and I want to serve people through my passions. And as much as I can say that, it's hard, I think, for everybody to kind of really feel that when, you know, I'm awkward and I'm lacking confidence. And definitely I do tend to not compare, but I observe and am constantly studying like other creators to see what works for them. And I guess I'm trying to force myself into their molds and things like that. And that's just not what it is. Every time, every day, I'm thinking about how can I change my movements, my actions,
so that I can meet the reality, the goals, the version of myself that I really want to get to. And I think this reading really just sums that all up. Um, I know our situations probably aren't very similar or specifically the same like that. But I think, this is, like I said, very generic questions that can go for whatever you've got going on. So if any of this resonated with you, I hope it made sense. I hope it made sense. If you have questions, please message me. I will gladly clarify. Because this is my first time trying to do like a reading for more than just myself, and have it go for other people. And I'm sure I didn't explain it as well, but I tried. So, and I really wanted to share this today. It sounded like a really cool thing to do, and I've been wanting to do a reading for a couple days now, and I've just been in a very lazy day off mode. Yeah, big rambles. So, yeah, to me, this reading just really solidifies what I've known kind of this whole time, and there's no real point to keep asking upon it anymore. When I can see it so clear before me, it is just truly taking the change and the like movements and actions for the change. It's not like I haven't been working on it, but especially today, I'm trying to move and go about my day very differently than I have my other days. Just how I'm even thinking about what I want to do, my workflow, things like that. Yeah, I don't know. It might get a little off topic there, but I'm very glad to be sharing this, and I hope that the reading was interesting, at least, if not informational for you. I might try to do more readings going forward so I can get better at it, because I've been doing tarot readings for like 10 years. But again, like the cards say, I'm not the most confident in it. And there's kind of no real point to sit in this any longer, like when it's something I know I want to do. Like I am very much committing to becoming a full-time practitioner. I want to make a living off my passions and have them genuinely mean something and serve people. So like my magic and my art, I need to lean more into that. So getting better at tarot will just help me, and it'll probably help lots of you guys too. So I think I'll start doing that more. And yeah, if you are interested in tarot readings or magic, that's really what I'm all about right now. I do like art and like watercolor paintings. I'm just kind of taking a step back to try to expand my education on magic and just my practice in general. Yeah, but besides the point. Thank you for watching my reading today, and I hope it was entertaining and informational. And if anything resonated, or if this found you and it felt right, please let me know. It would help my confidence. It would make me feel better knowing that, like I said, my actions, that I could help you have a good time and a good day. I would appreciate it. So at the moment, I'm posting every Tuesdays and Saturdays for YouTube videos. I honestly want to try posting even more than that, because I don't know, it's the kind of content I like to watch. It doesn't need to be so put together. It can be more raw. Yeah, I don't know. I think I want to start posting a little more, but for right now, Tuesdays and Saturdays. And then I'm posting shorts and like reels on Instagram like every day. If you're interested in any spell work, I am currently casting customs, something like way less limiting than my pre-built spells. I want to just help for any situation or scenario that may need help with. Yeah, so if you're interested in any spell work, please check out my Etsy link down below. And just check back if you like magic. like and subscribe, that whole jazz. Yeah, I'm always here and I'm always trying to progress forward towards my dreams, and I hope that I can get more confident in sharing that with you all. But I hope you liked the reading. So, yeah, I'm gonna end it there before I keep rambling. So, have a good one. Peace.